Good morning, church. Today is Tuesday, April 7th. April 7th. Dates. They're ways of marking time. We move from one day to the next, 1 week to the next, 1 month, 1 year. Time moves on. But our inward clocks kind of keep us on track because we get into a routine and we kind of keep track of the way things are because of what we're doing each day. But when what we're doing each day gets disrupted, as our schedules have now, it may be harder to keep track of time. Our normal routines seem to make all days run together. I don't know about you, but I have a hard time telling the difference between Tuesday and Wednesday, or Wednesday and Thursday. It all seems to just kind of run together because I'm outside of my normal routine, as I'm sure many of you are outside your normal routines as well. And we find ourselves, interestingly, with what we call time on our hands. Time on our hands. Instead of having every moment of every day spoken for, instead of having everything scheduled, instead of knowing exactly what we do at each point of each day, every day of the week, here we are finding ourselves in this isolation experience, and we may be having some time each day that isn't spoken for. So let's talk about time. There's some great quotes because a lot of people have given thought to exactly what time is. I like the idea time happens so that everything doesn't happen all at once. I want to think about that. But then there's some very famous people. The two most powerful warriors are time and patience. Leo Tolstoy. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. William Shakespeare. Lost time is never found again. That sounds like, and that is, Benjamin Franklin. Here's a wise counsel. Indeed, time is the wisest counsel of all, said Pericles, ancient Greek. But here's one of my favorites. You cannot save time. You can only spend it wisely. I like that one because I made that one up. But have you ever thought about God and time? He has all time in his hands. He's not limited by time. God has all the time that he needs to listen to our prayers, and he holds all of eternity in his grasp. And then in Galatians chapter 4, verse 4, it says this very interesting thing. When the fullness of time came, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law. God used time to bring Christ at just the right moment. From the time of creation up to that moment, God was preparing the world for Jesus. All of those experiences of God's people in the Old Testament were leading to Bethlehem. And then every moment of the Gospels was leading to the cross. God has things in order. I do not believe that God planned every minute of each of our lives. I think that he has entrusted us with using our time in ways that we can decide. We call it free will. And it's a wonderful freedom that actually we have some control over our lives. God trusts us with that. But nothing, not even time, is out of God's hands. I am not one who advocates that this virus thing is a punishment from God, although I think the whole world might truly deserve it. And when I read passages like Ezekiel 20, It makes me think that sometimes God disciplines us to bring us back to reality. But no, I still don't think that this particular virus is a punishment from God. Pandemics happen. Wars happen. Terrible and wonderful things happen to each of us. Still, God is in control. Every moment that we now live is leading up to a time when Jesus comes back, when judgment occurs, and this heaven and this earth are consumed with fire, making way for a new heaven and a new earth. So, what will each of you do with your time today? Each minute is a gift from God to us, and each minute is a gift from us to God. Today is a present. You can do nothing about yesterday, and you cannot yet live tomorrow. All you have is today. Jesus told us to go and live one day at a time. It's all any of us can handle. So, go make this a good day. It's all in your hands.